Okay. So munching, yeah. So basically, what's happened since last time? It's been about a month since we had a proper GBM. We had like a social event, but we haven't had like a very proper GBM, right? So the idea has been like, okay, what are we doing? Why did that GBM not really happen? Well, for one, I was really busy. I had like 3 exams on that Friday. Alan had some exams. Jeremy had exams. Like we just were not prepared to like organize something, and we also hadn't met a lot of the like goals of the first sprint. I guess like we had a lot of objectives about what to try to accomplish with the game wide project right off the bat, and we weren't able to meet those just because of like how busy everyone is, which is understandable, and I guess I kind of expected it. So since that, a lot of progress has been made on the project, but both a lot and not much. I mean, I'm a glass half full kind of guy, but the fact is, like, a lot of our Git commits, they're there, but they haven't been merged together. I'll show you what that means in a minute. Real quick, I think tonight we have a couple of new people with us, and that's like a-okay. I just want to say, I don't want to talk about too much with the assumption that you're already familiar with it if you're not. And so like, I don't want to be like the only speaker tonight. I know I usually take on that role because I have a nice PowerPoint and I run through it and we have like a clear idea. But tonight's agenda is really just 3-4 main things. One, run through the progress on the project, give people an opportunity to show their contributions. Unfortunately, some of our biggest contributors, Trevor, Hannah, are not available right now, or Cleo isn't here, as well as Anne missed the meeting tonight. Trevor's like our lead programmer guy for the most part, from my understanding, and so he it would be great to have him, but he has like volleyball practice or something, which is awesome, but yeah, he cannot make Thursdays. So I'm going to try to speak a little on his behalf and also let Thad and Nathan, who work with him, talk a bit about what they've done in the project. But I'm also going to talk a bit about some organizational changes. So number 1 is like people showing off what they've done. Number 2 is organizational changes. I think like that's the main objectives tonight. Yeah. So without further ado, I guess I'll share my screen. I mean, but yeah, like I'd rather just kind of go around. First of all, how's everyone doing? Like, how's everyone's week? Are we doing all right? Like, what's up?
Exams are over.
Exams are. That's nice. For you,
I have an exam next week.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. Yeah. It's a hard knock of life.
Exams are over.
For you.
Asterisk.
No. What else? Yeah, sure, I could. Yeah. Here. What? Oh. Yeah. The resources channel, it's been thinned out a little bit, and it's probably going to be reorganized in the coming days. So, right. So since last time, here's the project currently, and this is one of the development branches of the project. I guess I'll just start it off with the stuff that I've been doing. So in the art channel over here, I spoke with both Hannah and Shiro, I believe. Yeah, totally. Wait a minute. No. Yeah, no, Shiro, were you the one? You joined that call that one time, right? Was it you, or was it?
Are you talking about the Wait, which one are you talking about? The textures?
Yeah, wasn't there like Hannah and I were in a call and you joined and we like, or was that somebody else? I'm so sorry. Like I don't recall exactly.
I remember you working on like it was a few weeks ago that happened. I don't know. You're talking sure if that was what you're talking about.
Or it was yeah. I think that's what it was. Yeah, that was like 3 weeks ago. So Yeah, we messed around a little bit with different textures and tested out some different solutions. Hannah made this splat texture, which was one of the um, objectives to kind of get a sewer environment going, and I ported it into the engine. It's a 2D plane. Just has has a bit of like a reflection shader right now, and this is what the game like currently looks like. Now there is an interaction. This is just the development environment. The interaction has been, well, sorry, this is like the art development environment. Interaction's been implemented elsewhere. It's been the responsibility of like Trevor for the most part, and Thad and Nathan, and they'll talk about that in a minute. But yeah, so we've just been experimenting. Like this is the brick pixel art here. I'll speak on behalf of Cleo and Anne. They talked in the art channel and made some cool floor tiles, like mossy kind of tiles, both individual mossy tiles and like groups of them. Had some wall pixel art as well, and it all looks great. There's a lot that needs to be done for implementing it, but that is on me. We got this cool little background as well from Cleo, which you'll see in a minute on our fresh organization stuff when we get to that. Giga Chad volleyball, Trevor. Yeah, we were discussing decals. We were discussing decals with Trevor. Decals are a system that lets us project textures onto surfaces. What's going on here is there's actually a plane, and it's just sitting like a millimeter above the surface. Same with the walls over here. And the walls do need brick textures. Right now, these brick textures are just a placeholder. But yeah, we're all just kind of still testing. Like, we need to create the first room, yes, but testing needs to be done. What we learned is that point lights can't really do shadows in our version of Unity, which is something we'll just have to deal with. Like, it's not casting shadows around the corner like that. But yeah, we're testing things right now. We're testing things. That's what I've got for now, from me at least. I did do some cool testing with art on the bricks. I did some testing on brick textures that was normal mapped. It was let's see. Oh right, this is like kind of the idea for what the room should be right now. Like columns on the side, player enters like here, exits here. Have like water flowing through like a little corridor in the middle of the room, so you can kind of see the resemblance there. Granted, the water there doesn't really work. The floor texture is I'll explain a little bit about that as well. So the room was modeled in Blender. Give me a second. Ooh, hold on. Let me see where it's saved. I think it's saved in the folder. It's going to take me a second to open it up here. But yeah, well, okay. Point is, the room was modeled in Blender. The actual folder for Vertical City is over here, and it's right. Let's see, floor plans. Right. So the room was modeled in Blender, and we generated this floor plan image from it, just from the floor. And then this was filled in with the textures that I made those bricks, but we're going to replace it with some of the bricks that Cleo and Anne put together for us. So that is work in progress right now. That's it. That's like all. That's what I've got.
Do you want me to take it away on the interaction side, the programming?
Yeah. I think that'd be awesome. Yeah, let's. Feel free to share your screen.
Yeah. All right. Let me just.
Awesome.
Okay.
All right. Cool.
All right. Awesome. So those are all nice art and stuff, and you notice that this thing that we have in Unity looks a lot less attractive. All of these assets you see here, like these are supposed to be barrels. They're just temporary icons so as programmers can kind of visualize what we're working with here. But what we have built as far as programming and actual game mechanics goes is that we have this character that is so far a blue diamond, blue rhombus shape. And the character is able to move around, and then we have a cursor. and then the character can go over and interact with objects. So right there, he just picked up a hit scan weapon, and you can use that to damage enemies in the environment, like so. And then as proof of concept that we can have weapons that have multiple properties, we picked up a heal ray that reverses the damage on these items. So that's that's kind of like the summation of all the stuff that programming has done. We've built a framework, and out of that framework, those two elements of hit scan weapon and then being able to dual damage and heal are the only two like finished products of a sort. But we're working on getting projectile weapons down, and we're working on getting like a grab and a drop feature, and then so you can more easily interact rather than like, for example, I can't drop the heal gun I picked up. I can only ever shoot heal rays, and I can't get rid of that now. So that's as far as programming is done. We have more things in the work though. There's more things to be done, like a projectile system, and then a grab and drop, I think, are the next two items on our list.
Can you show like how you can like place a barrel in the environment? Like,
Yes.
I'm
So
just curious.
the barrel is just a prefab. I think it is in here. Yeah. The barrel is just a prefab, which has a sprite on it, or the enemy script, which actually allows
No.
it to be interacted with the weapons, and then it has a box collider, and then these are all enemy sprites here, and then they also have a child sprite object, which is the actual barrel. So in order to add a barrel to the scene, you just need to click and drag, and then that puts it in the scene, and then we can raise it above the floor
So it
level
is-
here.
It's a plane.
Yes. This is a plane.
How is it handling like collision from the shooting process? Like, is it like a vertical box that's kind of like hovering above
Yes,
it?
yeah, let me see.
Okay.
Okay, I think I should be able to view it here. So if we go in, and then this, I clicked on this box
nice.
collider. Yeah, so we have a collider, and then considering our environment's gonna be, it's in 3 dimensions, but we shouldn't have that much motion in that third dimension. So the height of the box collider doesn't matter, but the 2-dimensional side, the face of the box, I guess, matches the dimensions of the sprite. And so that is how our boxes are able to interact with the environment and be shot at and damaged.
That's fantastic. That's really good. That's really, really good that we have that.
Yeah?
When you share the Unity application, it shares the like.
Desktop. Oh, does it? All right, yeah, let me do that. Where- Got it. Okay, is that better?
Yes. Yep. Awesome.
All right. Okay. I mean, that should be mostly the same thing, but I guess now the recording can capture it.
It was zooming in on like the little subsections of the window that you were clicking on. Like we can only see the
okay.
hierarchy view or like the inspector. It's
Got
all
it.
good.
Got it. All
It's all
right.
good.
Yeah. So, was there anything that I explained that you guys couldn't see because of the
Nope,
windows?
everything was covered.
Got
was
it.
good.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yes, this is like the mock-up environment that the programmers have to test our interactions. And once we finish the weapons system framework, we'll be able to push that and then let you guys be able to test different weapons or combinations and damage types and kind of give you guys a playground to do some testing in.
Well done.
All right.
Well done. Awesome.
That is- yeah,
awesome
that's all from
work.
programming.
And for shout out to like Thad, I think contributed in that. I think right, Trevor.
Yeah.
Who couldn't be here, but legends, all of you, seriously.
Yes.
Carrying the project out. No, I mean it's really helpful because I don't know Unity programming well at all. Like I don't know the Unity libraries and all that. I should take the time to get involved in it sooner or later, but it's great that we have you and you're contributing so much. Like it's awesome. It's just great. So thank you. Um, yeah. Cool. Anything, Thad? Is there anything you want to add to that? I mean, is there? I don't like. I think you were involved in that at least a little.
Yeah, I like.
Yeah.
I think I did like made it so you could pick up an item and
Oh,
kind of
cool.
like the first like raycast kind of shooting gun.
Yeah.
I wasn't sorry. I'm not. You know, feel free to like speak up. I just want to take a moment to let everyone talk about what they like did. But
Yeah.
okay, cool. Awesome. Well, yeah, in general, it's great progress. And when it gets merged in with the current version of like the more art dev branch, we'll be able to test some of those features in what much more resembles a room, and start implementing everything properly. But yeah, cool. Okay. So I guess that wraps up the like sharing what we've done. I want to talk a bit about fresh organizational decisions. So I spoke with a couple days ago. I had the opportunity to speak to an old friend of mine. His name is Colin Davidson, and he lives in Ontario, Canada. Met him when I was pretty little. And he's a game dev that works. He worked as the project manager for Battlefield 5, Battlefield 1, Black Ops 4, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, a couple of Final Fantasy games. Man's like incredible. And I just happened to like join his like indie team when I was like 13 or something, just kind of looking to learn randomly on the Unreal Engine forums, and I kind of reached out. Anyways, point is, he's great. He's really cool. And because he's a project manager, he's taken on a lot of the same roles that like I guess I'm trying to take on, Nathan's trying to take on with his ideas and like the design process. Anthony has contributed a lot to the design process. And so I wanted to talk a bit about the things that I learned from him. I took like an hour-long call with him and took a bunch of notes, asked him a bunch of questions, and I'll also tease the fact that he might be coming in as a guest speaker at some point, but we have to clear things with student government first. So no promises, but it might happen. And if it does, not only would he be an interesting guest speaker, but he also has he specifically told me that because Ontario, Canada is in the Eastern time zone, that with University of Florida, there would be like co-op and internship opportunities and things like that. He currently works in the studio that is producing, I think, the second most lucrative app on the App Store, making like 60 million a year. It's not like a very fancy app. It's one of those kind of gotcha games, I think is what Jeremy referred to it as earlier. And I don't know what it's called. I don't quite remember. I think it was like number 37 on the App Store a couple days ago. But yeah, my point is, amazing guy with a lot of cool opportunities and knowledge, and we were lucky to learn a bit from him. So, anyways, all right. So, meeting chat, just for real, one of Michael's pals, you know. I think I could give some spoilers. It's just like this might happen. Okay, no promises. Okay. So, organizational changes, right? Let's talk a bit about that. And this goes for a lot of the people that are new here and want to get involved in this project. If you do want to get involved, and if you haven't gotten involved already, some organizational changes. So, you might remember from our previous meetings, we had a meeting that was like dedicated to GitHub, I think. And we focused on how to do pushing things with Git, and so I spoke with this guy. I was like, yeah, I feel like our artists are really hesitant to use GitHub, and he's like, yeah, we artists never touch GitHub. His main role in the game industry is an artist, despite his like project manager position at a lot of these places, and so what we're trying to do is shift over the workflow a little bit. So to explain, there's now a Google Drive folder. It's called Vertical Cities. And as we speak, I'm going to go ahead and copy the link for everybody. Everyone has edit permissions. Do not abuse that, please. The edit permissions are mainly for the artists. Hold on. right here. I'll drop it in meeting chat for now. And so inside this folder, we've got onboarding, and onboarding is where everything you need to know to start working on the project will be. And so what we have here is we have a design document, and a design document is like a collection of design statements for the project. A bit of the narrative behind the project. It's kind of like a summary of that one PowerPoint that Nathan put together when this project was first voted on by the club as being like, this is what we're going to do. And so we're in the process of still finalizing some aspects of the design, finalizing some aspects of the gameplay loop. But as we do that, the idea gets clearer and clearer. And so, yeah, it's a little barren right now, but we're working on it. This document was just thrown together earlier today, and I got to thank Anthony for contributing to it, as well as Nathan. This is management. This document is completely barren right now, but what this is going to eventually contain is it's going to contain the resources that you need as either an artist or a programmer, and also just the general resources. So kind of like a cyclical link to itself, a link to the other section here, art. The idea from now on is to keep art in here. So like if you are making pixel art or something, you're going to upload it to this Google Drive folder. We don't want to make anyone use something they're not comfortable using, and I recognize that GitHub is both uncomfortable and impractical for art that hasn't been implemented in the engine yet. Until now, the idea was to directly put your art inside of assets unfinished art, which is like weird and just doesn't make much sense. Like we were putting a lot of stuff in here, and then Unity was trying to make packages out of it and put like meta files and all this stuff that is just completely unnecessary. Instead, so once again, some of the lessons that I learned from talking to this guy was that instead it's more important to handle things a bit hierarchically, where you have like the like designers, that's some spelling right there, designers / project managers. And so we make like design decisions. What is going to happen from now on is we want to push them down to people that act as like team leads, the people that are like the most skilled in their respective departments. So let's say Trevor, who has a lot of experience with Unity right here, Trevor as senior programmer. And so what's going to happen at this point is like we would push down a like a task or something. Not a task, but rather a feature like weapons. And Trevor would then help direct this to Thad, to Nathan. And by the way, I don't want to make like any assumptions here about like relative skill level. I spoke with Trevor, I spoke a bit with Nathan, and it seems clear cut that like Trevor is spending a lot of time on this. So I talked with him, and he's comfortable kind of doing this. And Trevor would like be responsible for just managing like, okay, we're doing weapons. How are we going to do weapons? And Trevor's already been taking on this role. So if you were to look in the club discussion chat, you scroll up a bit here. Trevor's been I just remember a while ago he put together a beautiful little like hierarchy thing. Where is it? It was a long time ago, but like a class hierarchy. So it would seem, yeah. So, yeah. I hope that's not. I hope no one's opposed to that. But yeah. He put this together, which is like a little class hierarchy diagram. This is the kind of stuff that like we would need someone to make to help organize features that like I don't understand how to do. So and then over here on the art side, no decisions made here yet, but I guess we have an open position for a senior artist. Yeah, we have like an art group right now. Do we? Do we have that? We have an artist committee? I don't know if we right. No, yes. Senior artist isn't like making the design decisions. Senior artist is just like explaining like, okay, so previously on the GitHub, there was a task that was literally named create a sewer tile set. And Hannah and Anne took that on. Hannah and Anne took that on. And they just, they kind of went at it with like their own interpretations. Like, yes, I'm going to make this tile and that tile. And Hannah made a splat. And it was useful. It was great. What we would be doing here is we would have like, somebody here, a senior artist, would be like, okay, do you know how to make bricks? If you do, make the bricks, please. It would be awesome if we could do like a swamp or mossy rocks or something.
We have that. We have like a volunteer service currently.
Yeah, well, yeah, no, and it remains a volunteer system. It's just somebody that's higher up is responsible for, I guess, allocating the effort, like and helping direct. It's not. This remains volunteering, 100%. There's no pressure on anyone.
That word like people take up tasks. They take up the tasks they want. instead of
Yes.
someone directing it.
Yes, but someone helping give a sense of direction into what the task entails. Like people could still take on the tasks that they want, I guess, but someone that is able to break down something like create a sewer tile set and turn it into, okay, I need bricks, I need mossy bricks, I need a pipe that's leaking out of the wall, and I need a splat. And then maybe give guidance like, hey, I think you're good for this one, I think you're good for this one, and I think you're good to take on that task. Anyways, so without further ado, currently we've been doing this through GitHub. Unfortunately, excuse that, that's one of my own personal repositories. Ooh, not that one either. Yes, sir. Where is it? Where's the
Are you on the right
Is it-
GitHub account?
Do you want me
what?
to- you want me
It
to-
wasn't like a GDA GitHub account that had the
Go to your
repository.
homepage.
We did. Hold on. It's the UFGDA Vertical City. There it is. For some
Yeah,
reason,
yeah,
it's not. That's weird. Okay. Well, I'm watching it. I'm gonna start it. There you go. So until now, we had the cards listed like this, and this GitHub projects thing is just not the way to go. There's a lot of lacking limitation. Yeah. I don't. Yeah, it lacks a lot of features. So yes, exactly. So like for example, we had texture the room. As a pixel artist, you're gonna get handed an image file of the 2D floor plan. It should already like yada yada. It's just all the text shows up like that. It just isn't pretty. It's not convenient. We had to use emojis to try to categorize things. It's just not optimal. It's just not optimal at all. And you have to like type in your name to get it to work. Like thank you to Hannah and to Nathan, to Anthony, everyone that like took this on. It's great that you did, and it's awesome, but it just doesn't work incredibly well. Like, yes, this one's done. I should have moved that over. But there's like more progress to be done on that because it's just experimental. But this system does not work. So what are we moving to? Earlier today, Nathan and I spoke, and I also spoke with this guy, the project manager guy that's pretty awesome. And we currently have this Trello. We have Vertical Cities brainstorming. What's going to happen is this Trello is going to get slightly reorganized so as to have like a list that's like, yes, these are the ideas that were approved. If you don't know where this is, it's over in it's in the resources channel. It's not like, unfortunately the link hasn't embedded itself, which that's why. I wrapped it in triangle brackets. Why did I do that? Oh, because it's a really nasty embed. Well, regardless, this link right here, Trello, is the link to that. And what this is it's like a board that's public, and you can go to these and you can vote on them, and you can put on your own ideas. We definitely don't need 3D model requests. We're going to handle that in more detail. But I guess this is a place to aggregate ideas right now for how the project is going to work. But of course, first read the design document and see if your idea already is on there and like what kind of change you're proposing. In fact, we might just move to like suggestions on the design document rather than votes on here. But anyways, my point is this Trello is one of the 3 that now exist. We have created 2 more. two more Trellos. There's an art Trello and a dev Trello. The art Trello is going to have a list of like the to-dos, which we're going to transfer over from GitHub, neatly organized. And I've already gone ahead and invited everyone that I know has participated in art, and I think I missed a few people. I'll get them in here, and I'll drop a link as well. If you don't do art and you do programming, you would be interacting with this one. So I don't. The idea is to make this simple for people, and I know this sounds complicated, but on MS Paint right now, I could summarize that general resources is going to be the Google Drive onboarding, which is like the management document. And then if you're an artist, you interact with the art Trello and the Google Drive. And if you are a programmer, you interact with the dev Trello and GitHub. And that's it. Like this simplifies things a lot. Instead of having everybody work with GitHub, I think that this is going to work a lot better. It's based on we're trying to create a similar workflow to how the industry-leading team management software Jira works, and that's what Trello kind of achieves for us. So you can see the cards here have descriptions. You can comment on them. You can even directly take responsibility for them by just going over here to members. I can click myself, and now it's like, bam, I'm working on this one. Or like, bam, Anthony and I are working on player grabbing. We're not, but it's a lot simpler. We can do labels, so we can say like this one's easy or something, and give it this green color, and it's just like, okay, easy. So you can sort by all the ones that are easy, all the ones that are hard. And this is a great way to give people the ability to manage their teams. So like Trevor is going to be taking on the responsibility for this Trello, I believe, and somebody else for the art Trello. And in general, we're just going to have goals for every 2-week period that we can try to accomplish, but with like no pressure on anyone to like take them on. Just like realistic expectations, like how long do you think this is going to take you? Okay, 1 month because you have a lot of midterms. That's fine. That's completely understandable. So it's going to be stuff like that. We'll ask, and you can set due dates on here, and it's just great. Trello is 10 times more powerful than GitHub over here, which is literally nothing more than text. Text that needs markdown formatting to even look okay. So yeah. In fact, I'll probably end up deleting this at the end of the night and finish transferring things over. Questions, concerns. I went through a lot of stuff just now, but all of this managerial, organizational stuff, all the guidance pertaining to it is going to be listed inside the management document, where I'm going to have like general resources, a link to the Trello and a quick explanation, artist-specific resources, programmer-specific resources, stuff like that to help get people started. Workflows for how to do your artwork and how to submit it, how to use Aseprite, how to compile it, stuff like that. It's all going to be put together here. Yeah, everything you need to know to comfortably contribute. That's the goal. Cool. So
I think this was a great idea.
Thanks. Thank you.
Organizing it.
That's
Yes, I was as lost as a baby bird trying to tie his own shoes. So it's very, very a lot more logical.
yeah,
how
no,
you organize it.
makes a lot more sense, I think. Sorry, here I can stop sharing this screen.
So I make the change and makes a lot more sense. It's nice to have someone experienced give
Delegate the work.
Yeah.
Like filter the tasks.
Yeah, exactly. You'll be able to filter the tasks. Yeah, no, it's gonna be.
lives easier instead of
Yup.
And
There's
also easier for people who are coming in. Like I know we had like a bunch of people who I guess this is their first meeting or stuff like that. And one of the things we wanted to do was to have like a sort of system in place so people who came back after not being or interacting with the project or are new to the project, they can go somewhere or have someone to ask how to get involved pretty immediately.
Yeah, exactly.
If you guys need help with proofreading the document, I think I'm good with reading and stuff. So just ping me, and I'll proofread it.
That'd be awesome.
Proofread it too.
Oh, didn't mention.
Yeah.
Sorry, I have one thing we didn't mention as part of the like showing off stuff. We have some fresh music in the music channel. You should go
Oh,
listen to it,
yes.
people. It's kind of cool. Yeah, I think
I saw that and then
it's.
got
I think
red, so I totally forgot.
it's. I think Logan. Yeah, Logan tried out some stuff, and it's interesting.
It 1st of February. I don't know if
Yes.
Yeah, I wanted to demonstrate some ideas for like kind of groovy stuff, you know. And
No, it's awesome.
I think obviously, what Alan said was pretty important. Trying to get the vibe first from the art before we really get into the music too much. But I think just having ideas thrown around is good. Just to have different. I think I would like to hear different sound concepts to really try to iron something out.
Mhm.
No, that's great. Thank you for taking that initiative. I mean, yeah, as we move forward, we were gonna need audio as well. So, yeah, we'll probably.
Logan Ross, what sound program do you use to make your music?
So I actually have Pro Tools, which is like basically one of the industry standards for music production. But I also but like what I actually produced that in was actually MuseScore, which is just it's a basic free music notation software that, but it has a lot of like mixing capabilities and stuff, so you can actually produce a high quality like.
Wait, what software are you talking about?
Yeah.
Who? Oh, Shiro, was that you? Did you just say
Which
something?
one are you talking about?
If
He's really quiet.
you're working with notation to post the scores. Yeah. For things like MuseScore, you can.
No, Jeremy, Shiro was talking. That's why I. Yeah, not his text
Yeah,
message. He's just really quiet.
Somebody was talking about their software. What was that?
Logan was talking about what software he used in music
Yeah.
production.
And what'd you use? What you saying?
So yeah, so for the thing I sent it the other day, I used MuseScore. Not for lack of having.
That's what I use. Yeah.
Yeah, not for lack of having more powerful stuff, but it can really get the job done. And I didn't really mean for that to be, I didn't want to invest too much into just a test, but just for demonstration purposes, I guess. I think it really did the job.
You got the point across, yeah.
So,
A good place to look for music inspiration as well is the design document as it gets more fleshed out, because there's gonna be like narrative beats and stuff on there too, and you'll get a good idea of like
yeah,
gameplay loop and like kind of like the pacing of the game. So read some of that stuff and get some
I
inspiration for the
realized
type of characters that we're going for.
we need that. Yeah.
Is that all you have, Michael?
I think that's everything. I think that's like, yeah.
Yeah. So, for I think programmers who want to stay or like in the community, Nathan is going to do some.
Yeah. So since our senior programmer isn't here this week or today, I was thinking we could take this session time where we've kind of gathered everybody who's interested in programming to go through what we've already designed and explain the structure, the framework, the hierarchy of what we already have, so that when we do have Trevor back and we're making like strong forward progress, you guys are all caught up and then can contribute at pace rather than maybe being behind and not being able to contribute just due to unfamiliarity.
Yeah, let me go save this recording and then I'll tell you when